What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing you another video. So today I wanted to talk about something, which is some more Beast Wars, which is some more Transformers reaction videos. Today it's going to be Beast Wars. So, as you know, recently I did Generation 2, and I didn't want to do commercials, the Japanese ones for Generation 2, because I don't really care that much for Generation 2. Might do the Japanese ones for Beast Wars, don't know yet. But anyway, this video is going to be for Beast Wars and their commercials, and I'm interested to see. I know how these commercials work. I know it's a very different concept. This game, I mean, not game, what am I saying? Show has in the idea that instead of it being based purely off of like robots in disguise of like, you know, vehicles and airplanes, in this case it's disguise of animals and things of that nature, rather than what you normally see in Transformers. It has been done more than once. Beast Wars has been done like several times, in fact. But this is this was the first time that they ever did something related to Beast Wars, so it's special in that regard. So anyway, we are gonna get started, and anyway, let's get going. So here we go.
In the beginning came the beasts, but nature lies. They're robots in disguise. Beast Wars! Heroic new Maximals battle the evil reptile and insect forces of the Predacons. Evil Waspinator changes from insect to high-tech and puts the sting on Cheetor. But there's more to Cheetor than meets the eye. Under the skin lurks a robot within, with hidden weapons firing. All new Beast Wars, each sold separately.
Okay, so we saw Waspinator and Cheetor. One thing I will say is that obviously they also explained the general concept of Beast Wars, because as many people know, not everyone knows what Beast Wars was at the time, and just in general, not everyone knows in general. So they definitely explained it. They definitely explained, oh, the villains are insect and reptile based, which is true. Definitely an interesting approach compared to what the the Autobots were supposed to be. The animals and stuff, compared to the villains, which are supposed to be reptiles and insects, which actually makes a lot of sense due to the fact that typically you think that insects are kind of creepy and evil, and reptiles the same kind of way at times. Interesting concept as a whole, and I like it. I definitely like the idea of the transformation. The designs of the Beast Wars figures always kind of bothered me, both in the show themselves. They kind of creeped me out with the CGI itself, because it really didn't. It looked very, very like gross. It kind of reminded me of like if you've ever seen the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, the original one, you would know, like, it's sort of like that CGI, only it's not. Even though it's worse, and that's CGI for like the villain for Ivan Ooze's creature or Zord. Yeah, it's like that, but worse in a way, and that's pretty bad. So I don't know. I think the transformation's okay. It's just kind of creepy, the whole entire idea of it being made from an animal in a way. So it's okay. So anyway, let's keep going.
In the beginning came the beasts, and all that creeps, crawls, and flies. But nature lies. They're robots in disguise. Beast Wars, the next step in Transformer evolution, is here. New Maximals, heroic animals, battle the evil reptile and insect forces of the Predacons. They bite tooth and claw. Heroic Dinobot attacks, morphs from Raptor Beast into vicious robot with spinning Velocirotor blades. Evil Waspinator, full of venom, changes like never before, from insect to high-tech, and puts the sting on Cheetor. But there's more to Cheetor than meets the eye. Under the skin lurks a robot within, with hidden weapons firing. But treacherous Tarantula mutates and counterattacks. Charging, slashing, blasting. All new Beast Wars. The next step in Transformer evolution is here. And when you buy the Maximo Predacon 2-pack, you get a free Beast Wars comic book. Beast Wars! Each sold separately.
So that was an expansion of what we already saw. This time it featured the Maximals as well as the Tarantula Spider as well, which was interesting. One thing I will add is that they throw in that comic if you bought the 2-pack, which is smart. One thing that you definitely also saw is that Generation 2, if you remember, had a big emphasis when it came to their toys on having extra features, whether it be like shooting out water or shooting out darts, which was not as common with G1. So they kind of took that into consideration with Beast Wars, and they really thought to themselves, maybe we could do something to mix into G1 in some regard, but at the same time create this new animal concept and feature it in some of the transformations. So like, for example, the Waspinator was able to shoot at darts that were supposed to resemble, the actual, like, the stinger of a wasp. Or there was like acid that was like liquid that was supposed to represent like the acid of a spider or something like that, and it had a whole bunch of different things. And personally, I think that that's a very smart concept to really feature that in a way that's logical, rather than just throw it in because, hey, we can do it. They actually feature it based on what the animal is, or it's like bashing or smash. And they really specify like what these figures do, which is great. And they also feature that. They also mention like how there's hidden weapons and stuff. Again, a play off of G2, which was a big emphasis on a lot of those features, which at the time was pretty new because they really tended to do it less often otherwise at that time. So it really set up things for the future. So interesting. Definitely showing a sense of development and showing that, we're gonna go, this worked to an extent, but let's go further with it, and it worked.